All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Last week was absolutely insane. The S&P hit all-time highs. The market ignored rate cut odds going down as earnings started to take over. And this week, it looks like we are about to get even double that as you have more earnings, more data, and we are getting closer to Powell. So, Chad, we got a lot to go over. I have the breakdown. We're going to talk everything from earnings to events in politics. We're going to talk about a little bit more on what is leading this year and where we're going to go from here because, like I told you, it is an all-time high. The stock market has never been this high. The last time you were this high, it was around January of 2022, and then everything changed as policy and Powell started to raise rates. So we're going to go over all of that. I even have a couple of option trades related to earnings, so I hope you're ready for that. But what I need from you, a thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open, youtube.com/The Stock Market. We will see you there in the morning, baby. Run it.
Walking to the couch, it's the 2020 election. Live in the hills, but still get a spread. Started with a live, but still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel it's a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but the sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down.
Right off the bat, it's Monday. I keep forgetting to do this. I think it's a good time at the start of week number 4, but this is the random account generator. It is now dropped to $1,000. We started this one with $500. It's still up, but now there is barely any more plays, and what I need from you is to post a random option trade in the comments below. Keep it below $100, and we are going to do a random comment picker tomorrow and pick that play and see where it takes us. But, Chad, let's go. We need a W there, but to start off with this week and what we're going to deal with, you have a huge list of earnings. You're going to be getting Netflix, Tesla, Intel, American Express, J&J, Procter & Gamble, GE, RTX, 3M, IBM, and T-Mobile. And these are some of the big ones, and why I'm bringing them up because everybody is still kind of looking at that consumer element, and they want to know, is the economy doing good? If you are not familiar with what happened last week, SMCI and the chip makers, whether it was upgrades from AMD all the way down to TSM beating, and then SMCI coming in and saying that they're raising their guidance unexpectedly, this had the market really optimistic, and people were looking at this as like a broader sense of the economy, even though some of the other broader economic data wasn't showing much. So keep that in mind for this week because these earnings, they outweighed all of the rate cut odds last week, and it got people moving. So taking a look at the calendar, you have a lot more than just those names that I put on. We are really going to get a full week of earnings. There's a lot of names I didn't mention, like Halliburton or even LMT, even DR Horton and the Builders, Lam Research. You're even going to get ASML. There's a bunch of names, Visa, the whole week, every single day, up until Friday, we are going to be getting a lot of earnings. So watch if that effect keeps continuing. And something that we brought up leading into all of this, if you haven't noticed, a lot of companies are beating because in the last month where we kind of chopped around, a lot of analysts lowered their targets. And even though we're expecting overall growth, a lot of companies have had the bar lowered coming into all of this. So we'll see how it all plays out, but that is going to be your first big theme of the week. The second big thing now, you got some big data on the way. We're going to be getting GDP numbers, and if you don't remember over the last quarter, everybody from the Fed people all the way down to all of the analysts, they've been talking about 4% GDP, 4.8. It's really big. Goolsby, he keeps talking about it as well. Well, this time around, we are expected to get a more lowered number. It's supposed to be at 1.8. Depending on this number, whether it's hotter or lower, this actually might be the most important data of the week. Now, let's say it comes in status quo. Let's say everybody else is just focusing on earnings. You are still going to have a couple of things to focus on, and the second one is going to be PCE at the end of the week. That's the Fed's preferred inflation gauge. It will give us another sign of inflation. We'll see if that's too hot or too weak, and then the PMIs. Remember last year, S&P Global PMIs, they had the ability to move the bonds a lot, and if you didn't see what happened last week, even though the market went up, the bonds got absolutely destroyed. If you go and look at one of the 10-year charts, you'll see it now. And I hope all of this is familiar, especially if you've been watching, baby. Thank you, because you definitely know what I'm talking about here. You're back up to like 4.15. Remember that whole 425 to 45 and then 425 to 40. All of this is kind of signaling how people are feeling. And once again, even though the market made a move, Russell is still down, rate cut odds chilled out. You'll notice the 10-year is now getting back up, creeping up to that 4.25. People still like things when the 10-year is below 4.25, but if it does get above there, that may start changing some of the optimism that we have seen as of late with the bonds. So keep all of that in mind, but that's some more of your big data. Then finally, you will be getting a China rate decision. There's been a lot of rumors and a lot of back and forth. China did absolutely terrible last week, and then randomly on Friday with the run-up, they started going crazy. So keep your eyes out for it. I'm sure we're going to be getting a lot of data, but a lot of people are saying ABC, and it relates to even the Bank of Japan because they are also going to be on the 23rd on Tuesday. This was supposed to be big, but as of late, China's been getting clapped. Japan's inflation has been going low. They even had that tsunami and earthquake thing going on. People were not as optimistic about a policy shift as they were just about a month and a half ago. But the thing between China and Bank of Japan right now, if you want to understand something on a global scale, what is going on is that Japan stocks are absolutely ripping while the Japanese yen is depreciating. That should make sense. You may have heard this. Even places like Argentina, the currency weakens, their stock market rockets up. That is what you're getting in Japan, but there is also a gigantic gap between the performance in Japan and then the performance in China. So I'll give you a chart here so you can take a look at it, but what it is showing you is that there is a new theme going on, and it's called ABC, and this is why Japan could be benefiting off of it, but people are saying the market is turning into ABC, and that means anywhere but China. You know these cute little names like Tina and all of those things? Well, now there's ABC, anywhere but China, and that's kind of getting reflected here. So that's why China, Japan, how they perform, if they make any changes, this will be another big element that we're going to see throughout the week. And then finally, politics, baby. Remember what happened last week or 2 weeks ago? It was Iowa, and that did have a little baby effect on the dollar. Some people were blaming the strong dollar on Trump odds going up, but here's the deal. The New Hampshire primaries, it is a very big event, or at least it's very big for the media. You could go read up on the history of this. It really wasn't until like 1968 or 1972. There were some election reforms, and then it became a huge media event. But why it's so important here on a political end, the one thing I want you to see is look at the dollar. That's all I really care about, especially with the dollar being the top performing asset of 2024. It is already up 2.1. We want to see, is there an upset victory? Does an underdog win, whether it's Republican or Democrat? We already know it's going to be Biden, but a weak showing here can change the course of the primaries, as we saw in 1952, 1968, 2008, and 1980, depending on the political party. So all of that is going to be this week. I already told you got the earnings. The market's already doing its thing. We'll see where it takes us. We'll see how the market balance this is out with all of the rate cut stuff. But now, moving into your next key, I think this is very important. The S&P 500 is at a 52-week high, and the dollar is the strongest asset so far of this year. So we've already touched on that and what I'm about to even tell you here, but I want you to understand what really went down last week. The rate cut odds took a back seat, and the earnings and hype earnings out of technology, that's what really got people going. Remember what I told you guys last week? I already showed you the 10-year bond and all of that stuff. It's very simple. If the rates start going higher, maybe the 10-year starts going to 4.25, is everything going to vomit? No, but if they have a bad earnings, they probably will. If they have a good earnings, people are going to try to hide there as a safe haven while the rates start moving, and they're going to rely on good earnings to pretty much give them a pass for the next couple of months, or at least until the next earnings or a big policy shift by Powell. So why I'm bringing this all up, you have to understand. We kept talking about rate cut odds. You started watching the market get bearish. Rate cut odds started going down. March odds last week, it was 80% chance of a rate cut at the end of last Friday. Now at this Friday, the end of this last Friday here, I guess it was 2 Fridays ago for the other one, you're now looking at no rate cut happening as the most probable outcome. Still, granted, it is below 60%. We still got 2 weeks in earnings. That could change, but you even go down to December, the rate cut odds definitely started to pull back even on the short end to the long end, and this is why I'm saying it's kind of fascinating, because in the middle of that and you thinking the market would be bearish, yeah, banks went down and the Russell went down, but we hit a new 52-week high, and that's because the earnings got everybody distracting this, and while we were kind of selling off from rate cut optimism cooling down, people started buying up on earnings optimism going up. Remember, if you could get growth going up, inflation coming down, that really is going to be your soft landing. Nobody could say it's happened yet, but everybody is getting jumpy on all of the signals. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a huge sort of emphasis we're going to see this week, I'm sure. And then finally, as far as the highs and where we go from here, the party could stop at any moment. You know, you have rate volatility, bonds, Fed futures, and then any sort of the data that comes out this week domestically or abroad. It could make us stop out of nowhere, or maybe we just start getting bad earnings. But at the same time, it is very hard to say how high we are going to go. If you were there on Friday, right when we got past the previous high, it was like 480, I think, or like 481. It was very hard to say where it was going to stop. And we did have a good call out on a point of resistance, but it was all based off of the futures now. So anywhere from here, blue sky breakout, no man's land, whatever you want to call it. But as far as like support and resistance, how high things go, it's easy to know if we start going low what the next levels of support will be. But for the high side, we don't know, and we got to be looking at the Fed futures, or excuse me, the normal S&P futures to get an idea of where that's going to go. So hopefully that helps you throughout your trading this week. But all in all, it's going to be an exciting week. We got earnings kicking off. It gets even crazier after that. We'll see where it takes us with new highs. Shout out to the long term, but now let us get into the plays. So, right off the bat, I got 3 different plays for you. All of them are related to earnings. 2 of them are for this week, and 1 of them is not. But let's start with the first one, Intel. And I went early on this. Remember, we've been doing the earnings plays. If you did not watch this tutorial, how we turn $600 into $7,000, it has literally produced, I think, 2 more 1,000% gains, or 3 more.
Order submitted. Order filled. Connection lost. Connection lost. Connection lost. Connection lost. Connection. 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 Connection lost. Target filled. Connection lost. Connection lost. Order order filled. Connection lost. Order submitted.
Wait for it. There it is. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're watching this and it does not say live at the bottom of the screen, unfortunately, you're watching the recap. The good news is we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. You're on mobile. Press hot chat. X out the chat. Hit the thumbs up button. Second link for the nightly watch list and main channel. First link for the Scream Alerts boot camp and real estate course. But ladies and gentlemen, Welcome to week number 4. Is it week number 4? Oh my goodness. We are already here. All-time highs were last Friday. It took about 2 years to reach it. Now you got a lot of moving pieces here into this week. Everything from earnings to data to politics. So we're going to see where it takes us here. We are already waking up with a lot of back and forth. America, we're hitting a new high pre-market. China wasn't that good. A lot of companies, individual news. There's some bad ones like Archer Daniels. There's some good ones like PayPal and even Tesla waking up and a couple of other things. Bonds finally got a bounce here. So, Chad, I hope you're ready for all of it. I hope you're ready to start off this week. But my goodness, we're going to have a lot. You even got a Fed blackout period. Yes, because Powell is there. Oh, my gosh, 50 months? God bless America, baby. Good morning. What up, Yee? How you all doing, baby? Happy Monday. What's up, Tim Whitman, Najee Wolf, Nathan Evans, Lucky J, Javier, Cam, Laker J. Oh, good morning, baby. What up, Lori? How you living, Dan Kingsley? Let's go, open face sandwich. He ready to go. Oh, my goodness. God bless you. I'm on business. Ben Stone, Gregory Ruiz, Joshua Murray, Jamar, Edge, Ben, Adam, Joshua Franklin, Sons of Averaging, Stafford, Jesus Garcia, KH, Anzo, Ram the Ball, Trigger Tiga, baby. Oh, my goodness. Good morning, baby. What up, Alicia? What up, Christina? How you doing, Battleborn? Ari. Oh, my goodness. Good morning. 4-5 does. Frank Course, Carissa Hines. Good morning. Wandering Music, baby. Good morning. Got Speedy Vic. Big man, how you living? Tony Garlinger. B. Dizzle, baby. Oh, Gary Avari. Wild Style. Tell him, baby. Good morning. Carl Duke, how you doing? Rob Irwin, baby. You great in the eyes of the Lord. Tell him, baby. That's you, baby. Good morning. Space Monkey. Ray Aria, baby. Matthew Orman. Kurt. J. Nike. Is it J. Nike or Juke? Juke Mansion and Ben says, Juancito, QXL, Peggy Williams, Organic Trading, baby. Good morning. Untamed FPS. J. Buck, baby. Juan Don. Peggy Williams. Jim Willis, baby. QXL. Sarouche. Good morning. Oh, my goodness. Chattadonia, how you living, Paul Castro? What up, winning loser? How you living, TNT? I got Mavis in the house. Mr. San Diego, Brian Fierro's ready to go, baby. What's up, young blood, baby? Roy Welch, Kikana. I know I've been butchering it since day one. Kikana, it's fun to say Kikana. Oh, Yakobo, baby. Oh, watched. Oh, my goodness. Chattadonia, happy Monday. I hope you woke up, baby. I hope you're ready to go. What about the Twitch? What about Mother Liquor? 12 Jimin, Ripen, Ripping Snipe, baby. Ibex, Senkow, 333, Infested, Slizzin, Rocky Bow, Blowout, Mother Liquor again, Joe Sizzy, Amorphati, Trav, Yunnan, Preforms. I gotta scroll up. I can't scroll up and clap at the same time. Feed me Seymour, Rayada. Lizzie, KJ Lemur, Blowing Dough, Most Dope Andy, The Gold Man, Angelo, Barcelona, Payday Devo, Big Curly, Universe's Favorite, LV Lover, S. Jones Dex, Blazing Reefer, Charlie, in the Tree, baby. Oh, good morning, Louise, Robo, Danny V, and of course, Mr. Dan Royalty, baby. Good morning, Devlin. How you living? Oh, my goodness. So, Jad, I hope you're having a good Monday. I hope that was enough hype to wake you up. I'm excited. Again, Friday was crazy depending on who you ask, so we got a lot to deal with. I'm telling you, there was a lot this week, and then even next week, and then it is Powell, actually, after this week. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. So, Chad, let us get into the news. Let's see what we got to deal with. Stocks rally as Wall Street set to build on record. Global equities powered higher as expectations of resilient U.S. economic growth and solid company earnings pointed to another record high for Wall Street. NASDAQ 100 futures rose by 0.6. S&P contracts climbed by 0.4. Micron and PayPal were among the tech names to advance pre-market in bond markets. Italy's yield premium over Germany tightened to the narrowest in almost 2 years. U.S. equities are shaking off a rocky start to the year amid conviction that the Federal Reserve will soon cut interest rates and bets that AI boom is set to continue. Meanwhile, earnings season continues to get underway with companies like Netflix, Tesla, and Intel due to release results later this week. The equity rally we are seeing is based on a soft landing scenario that's being priced in, said Charles Dybel, head of fixed income at Mediolanum International. Adding to the view has helped markets overcome their disappointment over central bankers dismissing swift interest rate cuts. If the economy does well, then why would you sell equities? And the counterfactual for equity markets is that things weaken, then we will get rate cuts. While only 11% of the S&P's market value is reported earnings so far this season, there's positive signs. About 85% of the companies that have reported have beaten profit estimates, according to data compiled by Bloomberg. Meanwhile, the rout in China stocks is intensifying. The Hang Seng index fell about 2.4%, approaching a 2005 low. Chinese commercial lenders held their benchmark lending rates on Monday, disappointing investors hoping for more aggressive stimulus. In Europe, shares of Swedish online gambling firm Kindred jumped 19% after a $2.7 billion offer from La Française des Jeux, while Worldline SA rose after Credit Agricole acquired 7% stake to help stabilize the struggling payment partner. Investor attention now turns to meetings at the Bank of Japan on Tuesday and the European Central Bank on Thursday, with both institutions expected to leave their policy settings unchanged. The U.S. fourth quarter GDP report on Thursday could offer clues on the timing of the Fed's first rate cut. Oil prices were steadied as OPEC members Libya restarted output at their largest field, bolstering global supplies and helping offset concerns that Red Sea shipping tensions will disrupt energy supply. Key events this week: U.S. Conference Board today, Bank of Japan Japan trade on Wednesday, Eurozone, S&P Global and Manufacturing PMIs on Wednesday, UK S&P PMIs on Wednesday, US S&P 500 PMIs on Wednesday, Tesla and IBM to report on Wednesday, European Central Bank decision on Thursday, Germany IFO business climate on Thursday, US GDP initial jobless claims, durable goods, wholesale inventories, and new home sales on Thursday, LVMH, Northrop Grumman, SK Hynix to report earnings on Thursday, Japan Tokyo CPI on Friday, Bank of Japan issues minutes of policy meeting on Friday, U.S. personal income and spending on Friday, and then in China, the holiday rush starts to ahead of next month's Lunar New Year on Friday. Oh, welcome to this week. I hope you're ready. And then we start with some politics. DeSantis is out. Ron DeSantis dropped out of the 24 presidential U.S. race on Sunday and endorsed former frontrunner Donald Trump, narrowing the Republican field to two major candidates ahead of the closely watched New Hampshire primary this week. DeSantis' exit is a stunning blow to the political fortunes of a candidate who just 2 years ago won a second term as governor in a landslide election, which was heralded by a big dollar Republican donors as the future of the party. Meanwhile, Nikki Haley, the last remaining rival to Donald Trump in the Republican primary, pressed her attack on his age and mental fitness over the weekend as she seeks an upset win in the New Hampshire primary. That's crazy. Hedge funds delivered one of the best years for clients in 23, producing a combined gain of $218 billion after fees, according to estimates by LCH Investments. The top 20 firms, which oversee less than a fifth of the industry assets, generated $67 billion, or roughly a third of the gains last year. The report shows that Citadel, Millennium, and D.E. Shaw continue to dominate multi-strategy funds. These managers have been generating above-average performance over several decades, reflecting the persistence of some of their superior returns, said Rick Sofer, chairman of LCH. Behind some of those record returns was a bold set of bets on catastrophe bonds and other insurance-linked securities, as the science of catastrophes helped generate the best returns of any alternative investment strategy last year. China gloom. The bad news coming out of China shows no signs of abating. A rout in China stocks listed in Hong Kong is intensifying, pushing their discount to mainland peers to the deepest in 15 years on the latest sign of growing pessimism among multi-international investors. This stands in contrast to a record high seen for U.S. gauges recently, the steeper losses in Hong Kong, where some of China's most influential and innovative firms are listed, and Beijing's interference is less felt, and interference added to worrisome picture of global investor sentiment towards the world's number 2 economy. Investors are expecting the yuan and government bonds to underperform this year. The Hang Seng dropped closer to a level last seen almost in the last 2 decades. Buy the dip. 2 of Wall Street's major firms are recommending investors start buying 5-year U.S. notes after they saw their worst rout since May last week. Morgan Stanley sees the scope for a rebound in treasuries on expectations of data coming this week may surprise to the downside. J.P. Morgan is also suggesting investors buy 5-year notes as yields have already climbed to levels last seen in December. However, it warned that the market is still too aggressive in pricing for an early start to central bank interest rate cuts. Sustained pushback from central bank officials, along with healthy data on the retail side, meant last week traders / bets of interest rate cuts from the Fed this year. That sent yields climbing 22 basis points, the most since the prior period to May 19. My goodness. How about the Bills? And then Houston lost, bro. And then the Packers. Oh, maybe the SPY will get to 4,900. The 49ers won. I didn't watch the games. I only watched the fourth quarter of like every single one of them. So it was great. I didn't have to watch anything. It was great. It was more streamlined. You know, I got to watch the gap or the adjusted NFL games. The Lions, though, man, that's football is dead. Okay, well, that's it. I mean, I think we have more problems in this country, and we got an election, but I'll settle on football is dead. Hip hop just died this morning, and it's dead. Do you know that one? No? No, they don't know about Nas. Anyways, S&P futures, they are up by 0.4 on Monday morning trading. Comes after U.S. equities finished mostly higher last week with upside leadership from tech. S&P finished this week at a new all-time low or all-time high. I was about to say low. Closing higher. Treasuries were mostly firmer with some curve flattening. Dollar following a big backup in the yields. Dollar index is down by 0.1, flat versus the euro, but weaker versus the yen and sterling. Gold is off by 0.2. Bitcoin futures are down by 1.7. WTI is up by 0.1. Market continues to deal with a ton of moving pieces. Early 24 focus has been on repricing of aggressive Fed rate cut expectations, lack of Fed pushback against broader pivot narrative, overhang from stretch positioning and sentiment indicators. Retail FOMO and dry powder helped surrounding massive 23 inflows to MMF's renewed momentum behind the quality trade, with big tech a particular standout. Concentration and valuation concerns more resilient. U.S. growth backdrop lackluster reaction to Q4 earnings. Stable LDD of 24 earnings growth expectations. Elevated geopolitical tensions and debate over severity of accompanying supply chain risks. No Fed speak this week with a quiet period ahead of the January FOMC meeting. Big backup earnings this week. 75 S&P companies reporting. Focus will be on EVs, Tesla, streaming, Netflix, payments, Visa, Capital One, American Express, Tech, Texas Instruments, Now, and IBM. Multis and industrial conglomerates, GE, 3M, and TXT. Transports, UAL, AAL, Love, CNX, and NSC. Healthcare, J&J, ISRG, Abbott, and Humana. Economic calendar, quieter, though market does get two looks at core PCE inflation trends, with first estimates for quarter 4 GDP on Thursday and personal income and spending report on December on Friday. Not much corporate news over the last few days. Boeing down after FAA recommends more 737 planes get checked after the MAX 9 incident. ADM down big on news that it will put CFO on leave and pending investigation of nutrition reporting segment, while it has also guided down below. Sun to acquire NS for about $7.3 billion deal. Macy's rejected a $21 a share takeover from Arkhouse Management, which it said has a significant stake and threatened to engage directly with shareholders. SEDG announced plans to cut 16% of their global workforce. Some notable rating changes, including activity with Bernstein, upgrading NSC and UNP. UBS upgraded JB Hunt. Oppenheimer downgraded HD and Low, and HSBC downgraded Lulu. I think ASML got an upgrade too. They're up like 2.5. I don't know why that one didn't get more attention, but we'll take it. Companies reluctant to roll back price hikes pose U.S. inflation risk, keeping retail goods unaffordable. Strength of Eurozone labor market highlights surrounding risk of ECB easing expectations. European manufacturers and retailers face chaotic period after Red Sea attacks. Germany's chemical sector starting to feel the pinch of delayed shipments via the Red Sea. FAA operators of Boeing 737-900ER planes should vitally inspect mid-exit door plugs to ensure the door is properly secured. Macy rejects $5.8 billion takeover from Arkhouse Management. ADM shares hit after CFO placed on leave and investigation in a nutrition reporting segment. Trump moves closer to Republican coronation after Ron DeSantis drops out. Meetings between U.S. Treasury and Chinese financial officials in Beijing concluded with commitment to continue more regular talks. Israel PM Netanyahu rejects Hamas terms for hostage release. U.S., Egypt, Qatar working on the end of war plans. EU urges members to impose consequences on Israel if PM Netanyahu continues to oppose Palestinian statehood. Surprising China statistics over steel and GDP deepen doubts and official measures of activity. Bearish sentiment over China assets spreading beyond stocks into currency and bonds. Sources say China orders indebted local governments to halt some infrastructure projects. And then Biden administration, climate-driven rethinking of U.S. natural gas exports, spooking Europe's fragile energy industry. So there it is. We got a couple of more. Bullish signals from new all-time highs. S&P hit a new all-time closing high on Friday at just shy of 4840, marked the first new record in a high in just over 500 days of trading, the sixth longest streak in history. Late last year, Ned Davis discussed how stretches of more than a year without an all-time high have been more common in secular bull markets. The secular bull market noted S&P has outperformed their long average 136 and 12 months later, pointed out that 1 year later, S&P has been higher 13 of the last 14 times by an average of 14%, 13.5 on the median. However, some scrutiny surrounding outsized index level influence from big tech, which has been the focus of renewed momentum behind the quality trade. At the same time, new all-time highs come despite recent outflows from U.S. equities, less stretched positioning and sentiment indicators, peak corporate buybacks, blackouts, and even some pushback against the dry powder retail FOMO chatter, underpinned by $1 trillion in inflows into MMFs last year. That's quite the statistic, yeah. So anytime it's taken more than 500 days to hit a new all-time high, 13 of the 14 times it's happened, the market has been an average higher of 14% or 13% on the median, which is kind of wild. Kind of wild. But Chattadonia. I think, do we have time for the bathroom break? If we have time for the bathroom break, we're going to get into a couple of other things. We'll see how it plays out. So maybe, we'll see. Maybe it'll end it quickly.
That is why he has
But I will
exited
be right
this
back.
race really
Follow me
on
on
the
Instagram
eve
at the
of
Trading
this New
Fraternity.
Hampshire First
Good
in the
morning.
Nation
I hope you're
primary.
feeling
The
good.
thing is,
Happy
he wasn't
Monday.
much of a
LCRX,
factor
that could
here
be a
in
good
New
one for
Hampshire to
earnings.
begin with.
We'll
Yes,
go
he came
over
in
all the
second
earnings
place in
plays
Iowa,
the
but
days
here in New Hampshire
before.
in polling,
So have
he was
all
in
of
the
them
low
ready,
single
baby.
digits, something
But I'll
around
be right back.
6%.
Follow me on
So
Instagram
it's
at the
not like
Trading
there are really
Fraternity. I'll
that
see you in a
many
little bit.
DeSantis
Let's get
votes
to
that
some
will be
plays.
shifting to either Nikki Haley or Donald Trump here. It does seem the prevailing thinking among Republican strategists I've talked to is that the majority of those votes will be going to Donald Trump. But Trump was already leading Haley here even before DeSantis dropped out. That lead, though, has just expanded as we've gotten closer to actually this primary vote happening. In the latest Suffolk University Boston Globe poll this morning, Trump is 19 points ahead of Haley. Now, as we've gotten closer to the vote tomorrow, Nikki Haley does seem like she is starting to lower expectations for herself, as are her surrogates. Haley said she just wants to perform stronger than she did in Iowa, where, of course, she came in third. And her biggest surrogate here in New Hampshire, the governor, Chris Sununu, who I spoke with yesterday, said she doesn't need to win. A strong second is what they're looking for. That said, New Hampshire is the electorate that really Haley's candidacy is trying to cater to. There is a lot more Republican moderates here, a lot more independents, unlike Iowa, which leans very conservative. So if she can't pull it off here, it is difficult to see the path for her campaign moving forward. Of course, the South Carolina primary, her home state, is about a month from now on February 24th. But if she can't win in New Hampshire, there is a question of whether or not she can sustain momentum to get her to that point in the race, especially when former candidate after former candidate and others are all falling in line behind Donald Trump as he remains the far and away front runner, Manus.
Yeah, and the velocity behind him getting that nomination is a lot quicker and a lot earlier than we saw in 2016. Kayleigh, we wish you well. Enjoy yourself there in New Hampshire on the road, the whole Bloomberg political team, Kayleigh Lyons. My guests this morning are Bob Elliott and Greg Peters. Gentlemen, you've been through a cycle or two, perhaps more than me. It's my first American election. You're veterans. So with that in mind,
Gentlemen, how y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? Good? Happy Monday? So, with Monday being here, I think we forgot it for the last couple of weeks, but I'm not going to forget today. It is game time, Chattadonia. Do you know what we have before we get into the plays? We are going to start off the plays with a random play. So I hope you got on the watch list. I hope you commented below. You may still have like 2 seconds to do it. I don't know. Okay, now it's too late. Let's see. 1 + 5 = 6. Let's run it, baby. Let's get a good random, huh? Did I open up my TD? Yeah, I opened up the TD. Okay, we good. Let's go. Okay, Lord bless it. Let's get a good play, baby. Let's see what we got. Oh, BBWI put February 41, 24 for 80 cents. Do legit, baby. Oh, and I was going to say he surfs snowboarding. He's a brave man. Wow, that was right there. The first one. So I hope that one hits, baby. We got our random play. BBWI, February 1st. Let me put that in here real quick before we get into it. I don't want to forget it. BBWI. He wants February. Is it February what? February 24th. Oh, we getting a little bit of time on that one. All right, man, let's get it. He wants the puts. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. SGMT running up. Let me keep this just in case I forget. But Chattadonia, now that we have that out the way, it is time for some plays. I hope you're ready. We got a lot of great time, actually. We got great time. Oh, man. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Let's get this out the way, and let's see what we're working with. SMCI, oh my goodness, up another 6.6%. WDC, they're up 3.9 as well. PayPal up 3.3. Affirm up 3.0. Celsius up 2.9. Expands to Canada, United Kingdom, and Ireland. Path is up by 2.9. Zscaler is up by 2.7. Reportedly in talks to buy Avalar for 250 to 350 million. Unity is up by 2.7. Palantir 2.4. IFF up 1.8. Morgan Stanley upgrade. DLR is up by 1.4. Scotiabank upgrade. ASML up 1.0, Bernstein upgrade. NS is up 22%. Sunco to acquire transaction valued at $7.3 billion. PHVS is up by 8.9. FDA lifts clinical hold on Diosibridbent. Sentinel 1 is up by 7.7. BTIG upgrade. Open is up by 5.4. Fastly up 4.0, 4.8. City upgrade. ACHR up 4.7 to collaborate with NASA on with technologies. Rumble up 4.5. SDGR up 4.1. Plug 3.7. SoFi 3.6. Sweet Greens up by 3.4. Upstart up by 3.2. SHLS up by 2.7. Barclays upgrade. Macy's is up by 2.6. Unsolicited non-binding takeover proposal from Arkhouse and Brigade at 21 a share. STNE is up by 2.5. Goldman Sachs upgrade. SEDG 2.4, 16% global workforce reduction. AAL is up by 1.8. Wolf Research upgrade, we're told. PAGS is up by 1.7. Goldman Sachs upgrade. NCL up by 21.7. SGMT up 20.0. Top line results. Phase 2B Fascinate 2 trial of denifanistat. Coherus is up 15.6 to acquire Chimarelli. Business from Coherus for $170 million. TNYA up 12.5. BFRG 11.7. DWAC up 9.8. Ron DeSantis drops out of presidential race and endorses Donald Trump. MPU up by 9.2. ASTS 6.5. Lux H up 4.3. CCTG up 4.1. Save is up by 4.0. JetBlue and Spirit file notice of appeal. Semiconductor stocks all broadly higher. Trading lower. Archer Daniels down 15. CFO resigns. And then investigation in the nutrition reporting segment and lower guidance too. BG down 2.5, ADM sympathy. Lynn down 1.8, Stifle downgrade. Boeing down by 0.8. FAA recommends visual inspection of Boeing 737-900 ER mid-exit doors. Court down 6.8. Teva lists generic Mifepristone tablet on website. SMMT down 3.0. Suncor down 2.8 to acquire New Star Energy for $7.5 billion. Coco down 2.8. William Blair downgrade. ARRY down 2.2. Barclay downgrade. Elf down 2.0. Morgan Stanley downgrade. Riley down 13.8. B. Riley Financial unaware of SEC and investigation reported by Bloomberg. ASTL down 7.8. Incident and coke making plant. ACIC down 3.8 and COM down 3.8. And all China ADRs are getting murdered. All of them. Again, China's at like a huge multi-decade low right now. So we are going to see. But Chatadonia, I got a couple plays for you. We already did the random play as well. I'm going to be watching Intel and Tesla. Again, those are some of the earnings. Actually, even then, J&J, ASML, Visa, and Now, those are also going to be on my list. Those are all reporting this week. Keep an eye on Archer Daniels and even Bungie for the food plays. Macy's got that takeover. Then HD, they got a consumer downgrade. But keep in mind, their earnings are a little later. But if they start lowering the bar, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, Chatadonia, I hope you're ready for it, but now we got about a minute and a half until we get into the pledge. You tell me what you looking for, baby. What is your first play of the day on this Monday? What do you got for me, Chad? News on Rumble, it's probably because of the Donald Trump stuff, most typically. Boeing puts, AMD puts, Tesla, TQQ, NEO puts, LRCX, Tessie time, Mulan, wait 15 minutes, Tesla to 30, PayPal, RTY, long ES 4875, SPX calls, SoFi watching, DraftKings calls, shares, calls on the KevDog, Meta calls, Tesla calls, Tessie calls, AMD put, AMD call, DWAC calls, SMCI, buying Macy's shares, IBM, ASMI, Riley puts on Playtika, Intel shares, SPY calls, Netflix, PayPal calls, Save calls, PayPal calls, NVIDIA calls on Ethereum, SPY puts, NVIDIA puts, long Cava, selling Dish, baby, Dish July calls, be good. Palantir, free Intel, RTX, Pfizer calls, long IWM, Airbnb, long Lions over Niners, SPY calls, PayPal, AMD, XAU, SOXL, watching, MO, and Baba, Nibble, SPY calls, IBM calls, Tesla calls, UPST calls, Save, Solana calls, Tesla calls, Belander, puts or builders first, Josh AI, NVIDIA long MPM, thinking of real estate, Tesla calls, PayPal long, above 68, crying with my nat gas, Roland Mara, TQQ, Costco put, Zim, North Korea, AMD 200 calls, CRM, Niners over Lions, SPY calls, SPY puts, Procter Gamble, Zim, calls on oils, NEM, buy and gold, Tesla, Rolls-Royce to the long term. How about them Chiefs? Banks and insurance. Taylor Swift calls. Robin Hood in the final plays. Pfizer calls. Humana puts socks out. Outlet. And PayPal for the long, baby. Wow. That's a lot of plays, baby. That's a lot of plays, but there's something more important. And you already know, baby. Every single day. It is an honor, man, and it is a blessing. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart, man. Before we do anything, before we try to chase a dollar, before we try to enrich ourselves, we must pay homage to a special group of people that has made the ultimate sacrifice, and I'm talking about the veterans of the United States of America. On behalf of the cult, the people here, the people not here, want to give a huge special shout out all the active servicemen, past servicemen, the families, anybody who has served this country. Thank you for your sacrifice. I hope you know we love and appreciate you, and I hope all of you always continue this. No matter what, show that love and appreciation because they deserve it, baby. So veterans, thank you. And big shout out to anybody else out there giving back to their local communities. All the doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, the janitors, the coaches, the garbage men. You're making things. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Say the digits! Oh, it's game time, baby. Horna, let's go. Oh, Chattadonia. Happy Monday. Happy all-time highs. PayPal going crazy. Oh, my goodness. We got a lot, baby. I hope you're ready. I hope you are ready. So let's get it popping. It's game time, baby. Tell them we got about a minute and 30. Your random play is a BBWI. You have a couple of other big movers here. Again, whether it's earnings or buyouts. You got buyouts in the solar world. You got earnings or pre-guidance. Or no, what was the earnings I'm talking about? You have the earnings run-ups. You got just upgrades on a couple of them. You got Macy's. They wanted to get that offer too. So we'll see. We already go over the plays. I think we did. Again, and the chip makers are all still up there. And then a lot of random upgrades. It's up by 6.5%. Isn't that crazy? It's nuts, bro. It's nuts. My goodness. Hype AF, baby. Horn gets you going. Let's do it, man. I hope you're ready. So we got less than 1 minute until the bell. Like the video. Drop your thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed. Call out any plays. You have any questions, let me know. And we could go over some earnings previews today. I don't know if I'm going to make a play on any of them, but again, we did this to start off earnings. I think we should keep it going, man. But we're going to go over every single earnings this week. Let's run some numbers. Let's look at some option chains, okay? Are you guys saying Rumble with Barstool Sports partnership? I did not get that one, but maybe. I thought Rumble was just going up because of the D-Walk and Ron DeSantis and the election and all of that. You got Donald Trump and everything, man. So we will see. Yeah, ADM is getting a potential probe into their accounting, and then the CFO stepped down. He said, not my job. Or actually, it was his job. He said, I'm probably caught. That's what he said. Not verbatim, but yeah. Round one. Fight. YPF down 14% as privatization is scrapped. That's the Argentina one. All right, you got PayPal. Let's see where some of these options are. Oh, the on options. Those just have a fat spread. Let's see if those Tesla woke up. And again, the Intels are back. So again, we're gonna ride that one into the earnings. Again, if you want to just take profits, that one's gonna be up to you. MU is on the high. Again, WDC, they were getting upgrades last week and they're running up. Damn, WDC's up 6%. Jeez,
Order
that was only
submitted.
up 3% pre-market. And then again, ASML, they got to upgrade. And then LRCX, I think that's going to be 1. HD's down 1% off of a downgrade. Oh, let's get the random play. What was it? BBWI? BBWI 41 put. Show me what you got, mama. 75 cents. Maybe we get it cheaper, Habibi. $50. See if they feel your brother. Okay, they don't feel brother. Hold on. Oh shit. Yeah, this random. Good. I'm on the random. Come on. Cancel replace. I give you 60. How about 60, my friend? Okay, they give it 58. Not a bad deal. All right, random play. Bath and Body Works. You know, I walked into a Bath and Body Works this weekend. Not gonna lie to you. It smelled really good. I said, what's that smell? And I walked in, and then I did wonder how I'm like, man, it's different than, what was the other one? BBBY? They scamming on Tesla. They always scamming on, oh, wow, Tesla, it went green to red. I thought it was green and the options weren't going up. No, that one just flipped. Intel's going crazy. Even ON, those came up a little bit. I don't know if you want to keep riding those ones out. Again, watch out for Baba and Baidu. Baidu getting murdered again. So, again, China was not good at all. Remember that move on Friday. So, again, you just are kind of giving up that little, you gave up all of it. Remember, that was out of nowhere on some of the optimism there. ON keeps going. That's a good start here. Disney, I forgot about Disney. They were pretty active last week. Again, Disney's actually coming up here back to the highs. And then, again, Disney kind of reminds me of PayPal. So PayPal did chill off, but they were running Archer Daniels on the high. Again, that was the one that was getting a little bit clapped. I think Microsoft's on the high right now, too. A lot of things on the high. There's still some down there. But SPY is working its way up back to 0.4. That's where we are pre-market. Again, watch bonds. Meta all-time highs once again. Archer Daniels, biggest drop since 2005. MSTR, DWAC. Again, DWAC has been going crazy. Again, it's been 17%. So that's your election play. Again, you got the New Hampshire stuff this week. Carvana's up by 7. Good call out on that one. That one didn't make anything. Roblo's up 3, just under $40. Humana, again, Humana has earnings. Remember, they got clobbered, though, this week. IWM's the leader today. No shit. Good for you, IWM. Good for you. Finally, you wanted to play along. ADM was mentioned for potential long-term. People brought it up. I didn't like the food plays, but I still am kind of hesitant. But, yeah, they did get brought up. They have a nice portfolio, but now they might be getting entrenched with fraud is what it looks like. ON is still going up. Where's the other one? Intel. And then where is SMCI? Remember, we got out of TSM too, but they're still chilling up there on the high. Morrissey in action. Palantir's up 6. Microsoft on the low now. They were just holding up. They just went green to red. So not everything's doing crazy. Apple's up 1% though. Where's NVIDIA? NVIDIA right under 600, Habibi. My goodness. SGMT. Wasn't that on the green in the morning? Oh, this thing's up 100%. Now it's only up still 100. We are in the 45 for the random. Am I? I think he said, no. Random. 41 put for February on BBWI. JYD. Tesla's starting to come back up again. So Tesla back up to 0.8. Those contracts are up, though. So, again, you got $30. That's like, what, 20% on that? Not too bad. SMCI still going? Dude, it's up another 12%. Yeah, that's insane. That is insane. ChargePoint. Palantir. Something going on with ChargePoint. Massive volumes. Up 7.5. Actually, I mean, they've been getting clobbered. Yeah, I mean, dude, they're down from $8 at the beginning. What is their market cap? So remember with some of these, we were looking at the valuation like Lucid. ChargePoint's worth $780 million. So honestly, not too bad. I don't know any of their other fundamentals, but at least it's not $7 billion. My goodness. Keep an eye on Broadcom. Broadcom, ASML, and LRCX. But yeah, Broadcom's up another 1.3. And again, that one moves crazy. AMAT 52-week high. SPY. Bro, SPY has just been nonstop to start the morning. Why is this WebEx? Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro, that's, dude,
Order
new high,
filled.
new all-time high, 48.64. You are now 50 points, give or take, 4 points away, but you're about 50 points higher than the previous high. How does that feel? How does that feel? You're about just under that. You're 46 points. PayPal hype, dude, our contract's just expired, but we're riding it in the long term for now. Again, I've held PayPal for almost a year now, and I know how this goes. It's gonna rip up here if it goes crazy, but at the same time, sometimes it's a weird game of musical chairs. So I'll wait until it comes down a little bit, but I'm glad for it. I really do hope it goes crazy. But then again, I don't have my hopes up, unfortunately. Again, they do have that event on what, next week, or is that this week, January 25th? Yeah, that event is on Thursday. Amazon, red candles. Bonds are working their way up. Airbnb, 142. Coca-Cola. Coin, huge pop. See. Enphase on the high. Yeah, coin's up 2.3. Again, literally since the Bitcoin ETF, we haven't heard much. Russell's leading by now by 1.6. NASDAQ getting a pretty decent candle down. Again, even SPY too, but it's still holding VWAP. Dow's only up by 0.3, interestingly enough. Meta hits a fresh record high. Meta is going to get to make the 400 move. PayPal and Twitter partnership is the rumor. Why is Oh, I forgot about DFS. We still got one more week. Did those get killed? No, yeah, those DFS puts got murdered. Oh, I forgot about that one. That one was hanging on there. But again, you have you have like Amex and Visa. Oh, and then you have Bradley Frizzle on the beach. Are you kidding me? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Peach Nation, get your ass up. It's here. Happy Monday, week number 4. Horna. Oh, it's glorious. It's glorious, my friend. Oh, the consistency, the beauty. Oh, my gosh, the hype, the energy. There's so many. More passion, more footwork, more everything, more peach. It's there, baby. God bless you, Bradley Frizzle. I hope you had a great weekend. Good to see you. Oh, man, that's his name, too. You know that. That's real. That's it, man. We need to get a peach statue in here. We already got the badges, but my goodness. Oh, man, good morning, baby. Good morning. Good morning. Let's go, baby. Let's go, man. SGD. I hope you're feeling good. It's a fake pump, you know. I encourage all of you, man, just keep your head in the game no matter what, man. Up, down, whether you think this is crazy or not, man. The markets, like we said, the party's going to stop eventually. You don't know when and where, but, like, dude, this next couple of weeks, we have a lot of events here, so unfortunately, you will have to bear some short-term pain if you are on the wrong side of this, but I encourage you to have stuff with time or maybe no options at all. Yeah, the long-term is one thing. The long-term will take care of you, but even from a trading perspective, get yourself positioned in a way where the timing, you might be able to bear it out. And then again, you could always hedge with certain factors, but give yourself the time. Give yourself the runway, my friends. Would you buy NVIDIA at 600? Not me, personally. Maybe I'd look at an option play if the premiums aren't too crazy, but I think NVIDIA might be all over the place. But I do think NVIDIA likes to move more prior to earnings than on earnings, if that makes any sense. So we'll see. But again, we did make plays on some of the lagging plays on the chips, but for the most part, did that on go up? Yeah. Even the ONs kind of went up a little bit. Honestly, I think those went up, almost 30%. I'll take it. But I'd be looking for laggers in the same industry. Otherwise, it's just going to be a game of musical chairs. So if you're down to play it, you got to play it. Don't give way to amazement. Whether it's a pump, dump, fake dump, keep focused on price action. I like it. My take on new, isn't that the Brazilian bank? I know young Buffett likes it, or the old Buffett. Shout out young Buffett and baby Romeo. But, Mr. Buffett, I know he likes them, but I haven't really looked into him too much. I think it could be a good one, but if anything, I don't know, do you want my foreign play? I will give you my foreign play. I think there's a great foreign play going on about now. I may position into this one, but this one's it's a pretty good idea. There's a good idea floating around. Would you like it? I could give it. Do you have likes in the morning? You don't have likes in the morning. Oh, man. Yeah, we're going to need 1,000. I got a great foreign play for you. It's a two-part play. It's quite macroeconomic, and it's beautiful. If you'd like it, though, I don't know. If you like it, you're going to hit that. You got to hit that like button. You got to show that you woke up here on Monday, baby. You got to show that you woke up here on Monday. No, it's not Zim. It's something you heard of, but we're gonna remix it up a little bit. But it makes a lot of sense. That's why I like it. I may want to position on my bigger portfolio or get a little bit of this over the next 10 years. I may want to do it in the long term, but even if I don't have that timing, I may want to get it in a broader sense. You may like it. You may like it, but it's going to cost you 1,000 likes here. Not Walgreens. No, that's not really Mac. It's foreign. It's foreign. It's foreign. My car foreign. My girl foreign. You know what I'm saying? Foreign. I'll make a rap song about it. It's foreign, man. No? Okay. Mahalo. I just answered that. Aloha. Why you asking me the question and then not listening? That's why we're talking about another foreign play. But yeah, I don't know much about NU. I would consider it, but
Order
I know
submitted.
Buffett likes it, but it's not really. I don't know enough to add it to my long term. Baba. I like China plays, but it's not a China play. No. Intel tanked. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, bro. Intel was we were up on more than 100. Intel just switched gears real quick. And then SMCI is still up 10. That was crazy. Nestle, India, Brazil. No, great ideas. You guys got great ideas. Just not enough like. But no, that's not it. That's not it. MO's on the high. We'll take it for now.
Order
Bonds
filled.
are starting to come down. They were recovering pretty nicely here. XIAN or XJAN. Coca-Cola's on the high. CVS is on the high right now, too. Again, Russell's still up 1.3. SPY first little VWAP dump. AMD's coming down. Interesting. AMD's down 2.6. So, again, SMCI is the only one holding up. Your high was 48.64. You are still right near the highs, though. XLP on the high. Staples going up. We'll take it. Oil ripping. It was going crazy earlier. Then Nat Gas. I got murdered on that one, unfortunately. Nat Gas. The weather is it warm now in the East Coast or something? And then oil again. Even though Libya came back up, oil's up a lot. 1.2. Pfizer. Oh yeah, it's Pfizer ex dividend week. Gold is down. Watch healthcare. Bonds flipped up here. Yeah, Pfizer's up by 1%. That's actually a pretty decent one. Abivi's on the high. Damn, Abivi. Don't we need to get to 168, 170? And then bonds hitting their low of the day on TLT. Yeah, Abivi, we need to get above 167. That's where it goes nuts. Pretty warm here in Florida. Oxy curling up. Palantir since the morning. They've been doing great. You trying to get a good hand on the ghetto spread? Wait, a hand more with the ghetto spread? Well, are you talking ghetto spread or ghetto standard deviation? So one of them you do after you get profits on a play, and the ghetto standard deviation will help you have a guideline for which option to find. So the ghetto spread, you could do it on any stock, which is great. Yeah, the ghetto standard deviation, you could do it on every earnings play coming up here. So I talked about it on the watch list, like Tesla. That one, go run it on Tesla, and maybe you notice the same thing I noticed. It's not that expensive, but then go run it on Netflix. It's pretty expensive. So you could go. We're going to go over all of them this week, and then again, you could check the watch list out as well, too, if you miss any of them. But at the end of the day, it has been some of them are expensive, some of them are not, and that's what the strategy has showed us. So I think Netflix is a little bit too expensive. The strategy says stay away from it, whereas Tesla, you could kind of justify one side or the other. But there's a lot of earnings this week. So, you have over 70 big companies, and we're going to be looking at all of them. So, you're going to have a lot of hands-on experience if that's what you're looking for here. J&J, we could run it on them. They have earnings too, and again, they're already running up. Roblo on the high, SPY still at VWAP. Again, Russell's still holding up, but watch if that gives up. The watch list is the second link in the description, youtube.com/the trading fraternity, and that's where we posted the tutorial. If you want to go, it was the beginning of the year, we posted a nice little option strategy and a couple of things even on pricing in and some other option ones too, so take a look at it. One thing you don't understand is that you always buy an equal amount of calls to puts. No, you don't have to. That's just what my idea, because if it's cheap enough, I like playing both ways. At that point, it's all about risk management. It goes, the Ghetto standard deviation is just giving you a guide of expensive or cheap. It's just letting you know, hey, if an unexpected event happens, if it moves more outside of expectations, this play isn't that expensive. So if it's cheap enough, why not play both ways? But you don't have to. That's why on Tesla, I'm on the upside. If actually the Delta, we hit like almost 1,000, 2,000% on that one. I only played one way because the calls were too expensive. Delta, if you remember that play, that was a 2,000%er. I didn't play the puts, even though they could have been quote-unquote cheap, or I didn't play the calls. It was running up. The stock was up 30% in a quarter. I said, I'm just going to grab a put on it. I didn't go for both ways on it. So it's all up to you. Like I said in the tutorial, it's not. That's why people get mad sometimes when I make these videos, because they're like, well, that's not accurate. It's not statistically the standard deviation. And if you're doing this and how, and I'm like, listen, it's all to be a guideline. If you have your own strategy, if you have your own opinion, if you use technicals, if you use whatever the hell you want, I'm just telling you, how many times have you watched this thing hit right at the money of near 2 standard deviations? Use it as a guideline and plug and play your own strategy. If you want to use pivot points, if you want to use anything else out there, if you want to go big on the play instead of going small, be my guest. But the idea is, it's, this idea of knowing how to price something in and then doubling it up and then understanding what falls outside of a normal sample size of it, then you're able to, plug and play what type of strategy you want. So anything after finding out, if it's leaning to the more expensive or cheap side, unfortunately, that's where my strategy cannot help you. It's totally up to you of how you want to outlay your money and what you determine is a good risk management and what you think is more bullish or not. So that's the beauty, though, because if you really have a conviction on a play, you could take that idea and then plug it in, go look at the pricing, and let that speak to the type of play that you want. No, it's priced in. I love the priced in, man. It's great. So SPY coming back up. Bonds a little bit higher, but right back up to open. NASDAQ 0.6, SPY 0.5. Dow got a little bit of a rally on that, and Russell is still the leader. Can you look at sounds when we do today? When do they report? So ideally, if it doesn't come up where I want to play, if I'm not going to go at it early, maybe we'll see where the discussion leads us. But I do plan on doing the options the day before their earnings. So if they report in the morning, I'll do it today. If they report tomorrow, I'll do it, tomorrow after hours, I'll do it before tomorrow close or the next day, whatever it is. Sound reports tonight after hours, then remind me in a little bit, like a couple of hours once we get through the morning haze. I grabbed Intel calls and puts. They are all on the watch list. Buy your LRCX. Don't they report on Thursday? Did they? Which one? I think ASML got the upgrade. Good morning, long term. Where is Lem? Logitech. Is Lamb in the morning? I swear I saw LRCX. Why don't I see it on here? Am I tripping right now? Maybe I'm tripping. Fisker's up 30. You get the expiration of the week of. I think you mentioned that in your video. I'm starting to believe you didn't watch the video. But it's the week after. always get more than the week. If any, in the video, I caution against getting the week of, because at that point it's not gonna, you have to really be specific, and you don't even get the time and benefit off of it. I swear I did. I'm just trying to get a grip. You might have to rewatch it. It's okay. But yeah, it's definitely the week after. Always one extra week. Even if you don't want to follow the ghetto standard deviation, I think a lot of people should, whatever play idea you have on an option, just grab one extra week of time. Sound doesn't report until 3/5. Or? Well, again, we'll figure out. Let's get to the bottom of this. If there is any big earnings for tomorrow, we could go over them today. We'll do it, maybe either before or after Philo, as that gets around there. So before or after 10 a.m. Pacific. Where's Fidelity? The graphic of the earnings, it's from Earnings Whisper. So I've been using them for years. They're like the OG with all of it. This is young Fidelity. Oh, thank you for the heat map, Fidelity. Oh, wow, Fidelity. Very good, Fidelity. I like calling it Fidelity. Today's game. What is that? Redfin going crazy? I hope Redfin rockets so we can sell a good cover call. Even Snap, though. That would be good, Snap, do it for the kids, man. Do it for the kids. Yalla BNB. This is the long-term one, huh? And talk about the potential long-term play. Well, Baba came back down. Baba, Pfizer. Oh, I guess if I want Pfizer for the dividend, I could give myself the early deposit. That would be the only one I could consider here. When was our last Pfizer pickup? Let's see. Because I still like Pfizer, unless I want MO. But I don't know if we get any MO divvy. Where is Pfizer? So we still got 8% from the last pickup. And then I don't know if this was drip. We got one share at 28. And the other ones are at 34, 35. So honestly, yeah, I'm not kind of too opposed to that. I would have to give myself the deposit. Do I have any cash? Mara, nonstop greens. D-Walk is crazy. Man, the SPY's crazy. Another high. 3M2. That's another one for earnings we could keep in mind, even for the long term. But I think we're up on that one now. 3M, if that breaks out, though, I would really love a good earnings out of them. MPW, no, we're going to definitely wait. You need the earnings, unfortunately. That's it. Like, it just, again, I still have not really hope because I'm relying on their assets. It's not like I need to pray and hope for anything, but like I said, management is still kind of worrisome. I hope I'm wrong on that. Maybe I can be wrong about it, but at the end of the day, until they turn around that situation on earnings with an update, I would not be throwing new money on it. Again, I am trying to grow my dividends, and that's why I like Pfizer. They're great in the middle. Is Pfizer at 6% right here? And then, again, MO, if we wanted to, like, raise it up there. Yeah, Pfizer's at 5.9. Let me see. Where was it? Who's the other one? MO. I already missed their XDivvy. Until getting clapped. Jeppy, we always talk about it, but I'd rather get equities right now, unfortunately. High ticker still running. Bank of America. Going for Netflix, Cal, and put debit spreads, doing the Tau deviation. The Tau or the ghetto deviation. Again, I don't know. I guess if you use debit spreads, it's kind of smart. I see what you're trying to do. I like that better than not. I'll have to take a look at that. But yeah, I think Netflix is expensive.
Order
but Netflix
filled.
is expected to do a ton. So again, a lot of people are relying on Netflix to, again, that fourth quarter for them, from the ad signups to just where they're at, man, it's going to be crazy.
Order filled.
Okay. Where is it? All right, we'll see. I don't know. I will keep in mind. I'll be looking at stuff for the long term. If they let me, I'm gonna try to deposit early if I want to. I'm gonna keep up the possibility, but I'm not gonna go too crazy. Pfizer's last dividend was on Wednesday. Yeah, they got XDivvy. That'd be the one we'd consider, or MO. But then again, I'd be down to wait a little too. I just want that dividend yield up this year. And again, I'll even have a little bit more cash because we have what's it called? I'll have
Target
a little
filled.
bit more cash since we have those covered calls. And then I got an MPW. So in a weird way, believe it or not, my last MPW dividend did not reinvest. So I will actually be using that on another stock.
Target filled.
I don't plan on keeping it like that, but unfortunately, that's just how it's played out. Yeah, wait, so Fidelity doesn't
Stop
let you use
filled.
the money instantly? Pending activity? Celsius, it's a good one, but they move all over the place. I think they're still kind of expensive, no? Airbnb, Netflix puts. Everything on Netflix is expensive. Tesla's going up. Wait, damn, are we up 50% on that? Your Netflix play, or excuse me, your Tesla play is going up. Look at that. Airbnb's starting to run up here too. Cart is running up. I'm green on that one now. No shit. Yeah, Cart's going crazy. Let's see if it actually fucking holds. That never does. BA wants green. Copy. Can't get that many. I think we get 12. Nope. 10? We'll do about 10. What's the other one? I don't know. Let me check Colt Sister. I'm moving early for the long term just because I want the dividend. I'm not going to miss my dividend, you know? Long term. I grabbed it on the Fidelity, and then I used covered call money. I know Colt Sister is not letting me log in.